Hello, YouTube model car community. Mike here, Mike's Miniature Motors. Uh, just wanted to kind of do a shop tour this evening. Uh, Brian at BG Model Works did his about 2.5 weeks ago, and Charlie Mack did his about a week ago. I'm home alone tonight, so I thought I'd sit down and kind of do mine. Pretty much this is my bench. I got a drawer here that I keep most of the tools that I use here, toothbrushes for cleaning things, sanding blocks, but most of the primary colors that I use, the aluminums, the gunmetals, flat black, semi-gloss black, black, clear, etc. Some other miscellaneous tools down there. I've got my tablets here. That's my old one over there. It just started running really, really slow. So a year and a half ago for Christmas, I got a newer one, a box of tissue. This cabinet here, I made it when this one, it's the same one as here, was little. This one was my, if any of y'all have two children, you'd probably understand what I'm saying. This was my compliant one. This is my defiant one. My youngest gets into everything when he was little. So I built these cabinets to keep my projects in there. There's the 918. Y'all have seen that before. The Torino. Some F12s. 300 that I've painted. Once it's a two-door. And then I've stripped it an SLR 430. Camaro. I kept my 488 stuff is up here, and it's all pretty much done. I just got to start putting them together. I didn't realize until yesterday that this panel back here, I don't want to touch it, I just painted it, was black. See, I messed it up on the white one, so I sanded it smooth, and it's ready for the black. Just got to do that. Keep my paints up there, my brushes, my polishes, my wax, lens cleaner for my glasses. I've got my testers, paints, the Model Masters and the little square ones, the Float Wheel, all my Tamiya paints. Ferrari's my favorite marquee. These are actual books that you would get instead of going to a dealer and getting a brochure. You would go and get these books, and they've got them for just about every car. Up top, got some washes and some pigments. Up here, I'm not going to open up all my drawers. But here, let's start with this. S&S was one of the first people I ever picked stuff up from. But it's the box is full. All the drawers are full. Some of them are labeled with what's inside of them. Some aren't. I kind of feel like Doozer's models that I'm kind of a hoarder to an extent. I just love aftermarket stuff. Fred Henry posted today that he likes getting aftermarket stuff. I do too, and sometimes I go crazy. Even if I don't intend on using it, if it looks cool, I tend to get it. These 4 cars up here, I built for my dad before he passed. His favorite car that he ever owned was a 64 Falcon. It was a 4-door though, had a straight 6. That one's the Model House resin. Built it before Trumpeter came out with their kit. I didn't put a motor in it, just Pegasus wheels on it, painted it blue. His first car was a T, but they had cut the roof off of it and put a wood bed in the back. He was raised on a farm. Over in this corner, got a lot of replicas and miniature stuff. Some Plamos stuff is back there. Various resin kits I've got up here and I've got down here. The Studio 27, Perry's resins, Le Mans miniatures, various higher end resin kits. I just like the big starships. Let me back up here. It's kind of what I've got up here when I want to do a kit breaker, or not a, what do they call it when you're kind of just wanting something different to work on. Kind of been, I've built starships before. 67 Cougars down here. I've got pastels here. Back there I've got Rapidograph pins, oil paints, the kind of pins that Fred Henry got with the made by Malto. Also, they're just like I said, Rapidograph pins. Hang on a second, guys. I don't know where you would even go to get these anymore, but the tips are various widths, just like the other pins I just showed you, the Malto pins. But you can put your own ink in them, but you got to clean them and refill them and things like that. It wasn't until I went to go to look for these that that I realized that they have like 20 different colors of ink at Hobby Lobby that you can put in those now. Back as when I was a kid, it was just black. But in the late 80s, I went to school for drafting and design. Some of the classes were on paper or Mylar. The rest were done on the computer running, CAD programs. Anyway, that's how I got those, but I haven't used them in forever. I used to use them for all my black lines and my door panels, but I just got tired of having to clean them and refill them and so on and so forth. Again, more aftermarket stuff, and they're all pretty much, full of stuff. Like that one's Crazy Modeler. Sandpapers over here, Hasegawa, Hobby Design. Up here, these are all decals. It's overflowing. Various stuff. Going back to the having to put stuff behind a wall or where it's out of sight, out of mind. Same thing here. More Hobby Design stuff back there. C1 model stuff. A huge stack of Hobby Design stuff back there. And some more high-end resin stuff back there. There's the Mercedes. I think I've shown it once. It's a resin kit. All the pieces are white metal, except for the body and the glass, obviously. There's the F12 with the C1 wide body kit. Over here, let's see if I can back up. It's another desk. This was a desk that was my study desk when I was in school. Got more bins, more tires and wheels. Here's all my Pegasus tires and wheels. It's full in here of stuff. Got more wheels in here. Tools in this box, in this drawer over here. Miter box and calipers and some other various, the punch and stuff. This is just batteries in here for all the devices in the house. More tires and wheels. Box full of Fireball stuff. What is this? This is Olsen Brothers for the Bronco. Got some other Bronco parts in the same drawer. Down here, more wheel backs, and these are the pads you can put on the end of your Dremel tool to help you polish out your paint jobs. Got this Mercedes kit out here. Keith, if you're watching, there's the original box for that E-Series Mercedes you got. I'm willing to go through it. And I've got the Tamiya version built, the actual racing version, not the street version. If you'd like to see that. These shoe boxes, I'm a firm believer in building the, doing a body first, because it's what you see the most. And, all these shoe boxes have multiple bodies in them. Here's some 430s that are painted. 6 of them in there. 2 Cougs, two Spiders, 2 Scuderias. But all these shoe boxes down here are just full of bodies that are waiting to be what I call stuffed. Just basically, do the insides. Now I can't get that box back in. There's a plaque from one of the last trophies I'd earned. Don't do shows too much anymore. Just kind of, ran out of real estate when I first moved in my house. I was here alone, and it's a 3-bedroom house, and I lived in my master, and I had one bedroom that was nothing but painting, and here's reference material. These are all like tons of printouts that I've done from eBay. The one that's labeled Enzo, when I got the Scale Motorsport, I actually sat down and printed out all the pictures that are on that disc that comes with it. More model stuff in these brochures. Here's one through, not the latest, Model Car Builder. Excellent magazine if y'all don't get it. More reference material. These are projects that I want to do soon. There's the F12, the wide body one. This is full of more tires, what I call the parts box tires. Got things on wires, so they're all together. More rims. When I was in school, when I first started out, I got 2-sided tape on cardboard, put my wheels on them so they were just kind of somewhat organized. I'm kind of like that. I'm not OCD, but I keep things pretty organized. Underneath the desk, more model stuff. The milk crate is full of car advertisements. This filing cabinet is literally full front to back, and it goes all the way back to the wall, of magazine articles. When I was in school, I used to get Motor Trend, Car and Driver, Road and Track, Hot Rods, Street Bodybuilder, and I would take the articles out and keep them, and they're all categorized in there by car manufacturer, things like that. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much about it for the bench. If you have any questions, comments, yeah, this comes out too, and I've got some stuff underneath there. And again, it's all, and this was with nails. You take out this nail, and that board comes out. And it was all, like I said, just to keep stuff away from my youngest when he was little, because he was one of those kids that would literally get into everything. You know, now all I worry about is they're not puppies anymore, so they don't get into it. But you know, this black and white one, he tends to like to get everything in his mouth, right, Ben? Yeah, he likes to put everything in his mouth. That's about it. I'm going to do a part 2. I'm going to go out to the garage and show you the stash and the built-ups and things like that, and we'll go from there. All right, thanks, guys. I'll see you in a minute. Bye-bye.